Hi there, welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona. Today's class is a 60-minute yin practice devoted to your physical and mental well-being. It's a slow, nourishing sequence of postures that are held for a little longer and they're quite static. And this kind of practice targets release in the connective tissues that surround our organs, our muscles, and our joints, improving your range of motion. And it's also a very deep contemplative class, which is very calming. So all you'll need for practice today really is a blanket. If you like other props of blocks, bolsters, eye pillows, extra layers, feel free to have them, but the only essential prop that you'll need is a blanket. I hope you enjoy, and thanks for joining. Namaste. And we're going to begin practice in a reclined bound angle pose. And for this you'll need your blanket, just rolling it out and then rolling it into the shape of a sausage. I'm going to place it over the arches of your feet and taking the blanket ends around to the outer thighs for some cushioning. Holding onto the edges of the blanket, gently recline back onto your back. And when you arrive, just align the bones of your spine into a straight line, allowing your spine to follow its natural curvature, gently softening the inner seams of your legs, and invite the outer thighs, the hips and the buttocks to release into the support of the blanket and the floor. And gently close your eyes, calling your attention into your body, and beginning your practice here with the intention of cultivating some space, calm and equanimity for yourself. This practice asks you to just take a moment to pause, to really dedicate this time to your own well-being, to slow down. And one of the great benefits of slowing down, when we pause and observe, it allows us to be more intentional, deliberate, and this not only unburdens and releases us to feel more at ease, but it helps us to be of more benefit to those around us. And physically, there's also that opportunity to soften, release, and also expand, so we can experience greater mobility, flexibility in our bodies as well. So in this moment of stillness, just notice how much space you feel like you have in your body right now, emotionally, mentally. And if you find that you're quite tense or you're distracted, maybe you're feeling less rested, or your body's feeling heavy or burdened, just feel what you feel, perhaps naming it. And oftentimes stress and feeling off emotionally leaves a physical residue in our bodies, sometimes long after the event that caused the stress is over, and that can affect our energy levels, our moods, and just how we show up. Trying now to identify what it is can actually help. So just noticing where you feel it. So you can start to really recognize it and to make some space around it. to also just get comfortable and at ease with whatever is present for you right now. Now let's breathe together, a deeper collective breath. Feel its fullness, breathing the full circumference of your lungs. And making your breath not only your ally throughout your practice, but also a connecting point to your mind and your body to keep you focused and in each moment with your full attention present to all and everything you feel. Take 3 more deep breaths in and out. And transitioning out of this shape now in slow motion, giving yourself the next half minute to stretch one leg out at a time and to linger on your back, letting your energy recirculate freely around your body, and for any stronger sensations to subside. And from here we'll move into a reclined twist, bending both of your knees, taking your feet softly to the floor, and using your arms by your side for support, pushing into your feet to raise the buttocks and send your hips to the right and roll your knees to the left. And coming all the way over onto your left side and just placing your right palm into your left palm. And as you feel yourself breathe in, very softly, slowly circle your right arm over to the right and just pause at the point of resistance. And you might feel that across your right upper chest, and quite possibly your right hand will be hovering from the floor, and that's okay. As you feel yourself exhale, semicircle your right arm back. And we'll do that twice more. Inhaling, finding your edge, stretching to the very edge of your right fingers. And then exhaling, floating your right hand back to your left. And this time we'll savor that stretch and pause in the twist. Your right arm extending to your right now. And finding a sustainable shape for your body. Placing your right arm, which you might find appropriate to bend a little, make a cactus shape with. And feel free to close your eyes, make contact with your breath, and direct your full in-breath toward your upper right chest, expanding. And every out-breath, just sense a dissolving sensation inside your shoulder joint, inviting your right shoulder blade to melt down toward the floor. And just keep focusing on that alternance between expanding and dissolving as you pause here in your twist. Another minute. And just transitioning slowly out of the posture, easing your right arm back over to your left. And rolling gently onto your back. And separating your feet and just letting the knees knock in toward one another. Moment of stillness to recalibrate, find center. Walking the feet back toward one another, now to the right side, pressing into your feet to raise your buttocks, hips to your left, and knees now to your right side. And hands outstretched in the same direction as your knees. And on your in-breath, your left arm circles up and back now, testing and feeling for your own range of motion on this side. And just moving on the wave of your slowest breath. And on your third breath, just pause and hold. And it's quite common to zoom our attention only to the parts of our bodies where we feel the most sensation. And it's helpful to visualize your breath expanding, dissolving restraint. But try and zoom out a little too, sense any other parts of your body, perhaps that are out of view that might benefit from your nourishing breath. And when things are tight, we can often recruit and grip other muscles unknowingly. So just letting your awareness expand and travel your whole body. We're here for another minute. Really slowly now coming back to center. With your 2 feet on the floor, just knock the knees in toward each other again. Take a moment to pause. And from here we're going to move into a mild back bend, Sphinx or seal pose. So just rolling out quietly to one side, and in your best unhurried way, dragging yourself all the way up. Make your way into a tabletop position, all fours. And taking your blanket here and placing it across your mat with a view to positioning it across the top of your thighs when you lay down prone. And so just easing your way down to the floor. We'll begin by making a pillow with our hands and resting our forehead into the back of your hands. And with your eyes gently closed, align the back seam of your body. Feel the elegant length of your spine, symmetry across the back of your sacrum and buttocks, and stretch down and back through the length of your legs to the edge of your toes, placing your feet about hips distance apart. We'll move progressively, transitioning onto the forearms first, your elbows shoulder width apart and a little forward of your shoulders. And if you need a little bit more space in your low back, or if it's feeling too abrupt, slide your elbows further forward. Now, as you pause here, allow your back body to relax, feeling the support of the blanket beneath you and the prop of your forearms. And trying to encourage a long, unwrinkled feeling through the front of your spine and the belly without too much effort there. Sense a broadening across your chest, and the shoulders melting away from your earlobes. And if you'd like more sensation and you have a healthy low back there, you may wish to extend your arms out straight and come into seal pose. So here you bring your palms flat to the floor and adjust the distance of your hands away from your body. You can bring them forward or back, just accommodating your lumbar curve comfortably. You can widen the position of your arms to accommodate your shoulders as well. And we're here for another minute. Breathing slow, deep, nourishing breaths. Perhaps closing your eyes to internalize all the feedback your body is sending you in response to the shape. And this pose acts to energize the adrenal glands, which help to regulate your metabolism, your immune system and your blood pressure. And this shape also restores the natural curvature in your lumbar spine, promoting connective tissue regeneration in that sacral area. And sensing your legs completely relaxed here, your glutes, your outer hips, your inner thighs soft. And preparing now to come out of the posture, gently lowering your chest and resting your forehead onto your hands. Just pausing, allowing any sensations to subside. And from here we'll make our way into an open wing shape. So to begin, just transition through tabletop and place your blanket now at the top of your mat for a pillow for your head. And come back down onto your belly. So there's no rush. And from your belly, extend your right arm out to the side with your palm face down and at shoulder height. And then using your left hand as leverage, roll onto your right side, seeking sensation across the right side of your chest, your shoulder and right arm. And to get comfortable in the pose, you might like to try bending your knees and possibly opening your left leg up toward the ceiling by standing on your left foot. And that last action will increase sensation in your right arm, but if it's too much, just leave your left knee and leg relaxed down. We're here for the next couple of minutes. Make sure you've found your own unique, sustainable shape. And in your own time, reversing back onto your belly, bending your elbows out wide and laying prone for a moment, resting your forehead down. And repeating now on your left side, taking time to align your left arm to 90 degrees or a little less from your torso, rolling onto your left hip, experimenting with your leg position so you can really enter into an easeful, sustainable shape. Completely relax your head down toward the floor and connecting with your breath, its quality, and really gift yourself this time to fully relax into it. Feeling the temperature of the sensations change, your body acclimatizing. We're here to pause, just breathe. Taking your time to roll back onto your belly now. And we'll take the next few minutes to rest back in your version of child's pose. You may wish to place the blanket under your knees for support. Your knees can be wide or narrow. You can use the blanket as a pillow for your forehead. And as you curl into this shape, try and rest your head so there's the space between your eyebrows is actually connecting to something, either your stacked fists, the mat or the blanket. And all the while still being aware of how you're breathing. Encourage your shoulders to let go now. Just feeling that release across the architecture of your back, your ribs and your spine. And then in your own time, just gliding up onto all fours from here. And if you have your blanket across your mat, just slipping it out to your right hand side now and folding it so it's a little thicker, and keeping it handy as we will be transitioning into sleeping swan pose. So you might like it to slip under your right buttocks. So from all fours, we're going to place the right knee to the back of your right hand and then trace a diagonal line from your right knee to your pelvis, extending your left leg out straight behind you. So your blanket's there for support, and you may wish to prop it underneath your right buttocks so you feel really comfortable and balanced across your sacrum. And you can hold this posture remaining upright, or if it's available to you, you can walk your hands forward. And you can rest your head, again just giving yourself a landing strip for your forehead, a block or the blanket, maybe even your stacked fists on the floor. And we'll be here for quite a few minutes. So please get completely comfortable. Exit at any time if you feel any sharp pain or discomfort that you're unable to breathe through. You can do this posture actually on your back as a thread the needle pose instead. And physically, the muscles of our hips are very strong and dense. And in order to access those deeper connective tissue layers of our hips, we must first really relax the muscular effort. So over the next few breaths, breathe well-intended longer breaths out, surrendering the weight of your pelvis and your buttocks down, feeling the outer seam of your right buttocks descending, skin relaxing and stretching over the back of your pelvis. Just integrating these releases through your body with your breath. And the hips are one of those very predictable parts of our bodies where we store tension, old emotions, even deep vulnerabilities. And our bodies are very intuitive and they really act to protect us from harm. So when we experience negative emotions, our body's natural response is to contract. So your physical body reacts to the emotions we experience. And this can not only trap muscular tension, but it also keeps and holds deep cognitive emotions. And one of the benefits of inviting yourself to hold still in this posture is that it really offers the opportunity to access and release these deeper layers of emotional and physical residue that can accumulate here, which can be really quite cathartic on so many different levels. And as a guide, we're just here for another minute. Just slowly walking your hands back toward your body, and hopefully that didn't feel like a microwave minute. Give yourself a few moments, maybe half a minute now, to reset, so you can come back onto all fours. You might like to stretch back in a child's pose, or anything that feels restorative in between here and the left side. And then moving now into the left side, your left knee comes to the back of your left hand. And your heel can come quite close in toward your pelvis, particularly if you've got tight hips. You can prop yourself so you have something to lean your left buttocks into if the floor's quite a ways away. And as you extend the right leg back, try and roll the right thigh bone down toward the floor so you balance out across the back of your sacrum. And seeking symmetry across the hips. So you're just softly, in your own time, melting your sternum toward the floor and letting your head rest and settling in. Just aiming to stay with your breath, remaining a witness to your thoughts and your sensations. If you find that your mind wanders here, that's okay. Just gently shepherd your awareness back so you're just fully inhabiting the shape, inhabiting your body, aware of your breath. As a guide, we're just here for 1 more minute. And so from here we're exiting the pose. If you're over 40, take your time. And we'll just slowly lean down onto your left buttocks. We're going to transition into a seated forward fold caterpillar pose. So before you really move in that direction, just map out your path. Then taking the next half minute or so to move mindfully and maintain this feeling of calm and surrender that you're cultivating. Sending your legs forward and coming upright. And taking a sec here to point and flex your toes. Circle the feet. And the only prop here that you may need is a blanket propped underneath your sit bones to encourage a forward tilt through your pelvis. And of course, if you have other props with you, a bolster or a pillow, you may use that, of course, over your outstretched legs as a cushion for the front of your body. And if you prefer an alternative posture here, and perhaps you're supporting a sensitive low back, you can take your legs up the wall as an alternative, or simply recline and alternate with L-shaped legs. And if you're with me, legs are out straight in front of you and your feet about hip distance apart. And allow your feet to just naturally fall outwards or inwards, whatever feels most spontaneous. And just gently folding forward from the hips, allowing your spine to round here, avoiding any pulling on the low back, so you don't need to reach your feet. You can just position your hands either side of your legs, and you can bend your knees as much as you need if the sensations in your hamstrings or your low back are too strong. And this posture very slowly opens the back line of your body, so it targets the hamstrings, the Achilles, your calves, and also the musculature that runs either side of the spine. So try not to, once you've folded forward here, try not to collapse into the diaphragm area, which is just below your ribs, because that'll inhibit your breathing. So stay spacious enough in that area that your breath can just flow naturally. You can feel the fullness of your breath. You might like to close your eyes. And we're here as a guide for another 1.5 minutes. And in your own time, gently drifting back, slowly coming back upright. And from here, transitioning into Shavasana, corpse pose. So if you need extra warm layers here, grabbing them now. You can wear socks. Grab the blanket over you, eye pillow, anything else that makes your Shavasana very comfortable. And as you lay down on your back, give yourself lots of space. Take your arms away from your body, your palms face up. And separate your legs nice and wide, let your feet fall out to the sides. And just welcome yourself here toward the end of your practice. And gently close your eyes if you haven't already. Breathe a few long breaths out, feeling your body sigh. And the weight of your body release into the floor. And start to feel a gentle warmth spreading through your back body as it rests. And allowing this sensation to rise through the front of your body, softening your face, the front of your neck and your throat, your chest and the tops of your shoulders, down your arms to your palms and the edge of your fingers. Letting the tops of your thighs soften. And let your relaxed attention flow all the way down to the edge of your body, the end of your toes. As you relax more deeply here, begin to notice how distractions or thoughts that may come to disturb you become less important and fall away. And as you recognize that the thought processes naturally come and pass, and how they affect your body, you enable yourself to change and to really empower your body's natural healing properties. As we find greater levels of inner peace, space and ease, we're able to tread a little lighter. We hold others a little more gently, and we inevitably become more spacious and interested in what we have to offer. Just holding compassion for ourselves first. And when we choose to soften and restore our own beings, we and others all benefit. Rest here now, be still, let go. And gently, gently drifting your awareness back. Gently breathing a deeper breath. And just noticing how you feel here at the end of your practice. Bringing some movement anywhere in your body that feels appropriate. And bending your knees, taking your feet to the floor, rolling softly out to your right side. Blinking the eyes open. And slowly dragging yourself all the way upright. And I hope you've enjoyed this relaxing class and you feel restored and rejuvenated, open. Namaste.